I asked ChatGPT to build me a list of predictions for FM26 Wonderkids and put them in a starting 11. Strictly under 18, future world beaters only. And while it gave me some genuinely impressive, very real, very obscure suggestions, it also gave me players that don't exist. One Wonderkid turned out to be 30 years old, another is 34 years old. ChatGPT literally invented players with fake ages, wrong clubs, and completely fabricated careers. But buried in the nonsense, it also found a Euro 2024 breakout star, a £51 million Chelsea signing, and genuine African gems that most FM players will never discover. So, can you actually trust AI to scout your next save? Let's find out what ChatGPT got right, what it got catastrophically wrong, and what this means for you playing FM26. So in goal, it's gone for Max Hudson, Manchester City player, 17 years old, a Welsh under-17 international. He's been at their academy since under-8 level. He's just over 6 foot tall. He's got the agility, he's got those ball-playing skills that Manchester City look for in a defender. He's been involved with the UEFA Youth League. He's been on the bench in the Champions League against Juventus back in December. So City obviously believe in him. And for Wales, he's played at under 17 and 18 levels in UEFA qualifiers and friendlies. He's been described as a quick and calculated shot stopper, and he's been praised for his professionalism and for his work rate, but he's never played a senior game. This is based on pure academy pedigree. He's got no proven track record. And this is going to be an issue because City's goalkeeper pathway, that you know what he's got ahead of him. He's an academy wonder kid for sure, a classic academy gamble. He's got the elite environment, he's got world-class coaching, top-class facilities, but he got no guarantee of breaking through to senior football. So in FM, you'll be betting on potential attributes rather than proven performances. He could be the next top goalkeeper. He could be a talented keeper who never gets a chance and ends up at a championship club on loan for 5 seasons. But in your save, assuming that ChatGPT got it right, he's also got all the hallmarks of that player that gets released at the end of season 1 or 2 and you can pick him up in League One for nothing. So maybe just keep a little bit of an eye on him. Now, in front of him, ChatGPT has gone for a back 3, starting with Axel Tapé. He is a 17-year-old Frenchman playing for Bayer Leverkusen. He came through at PSG's academy and he won the French Under-19 Championship before making 3 Ligue 1 appearances and a Coupe de France debut in January 2025. Leverkusen have signed him on a free in June as part of their rebuilding project, with their sporting director Simon Rolfs praising his game intelligence and potential. At 6 foot tall, he's a versatile defender who can play at centre-back or in defensive midfield. He's known for being quick, athletic, and for a good footballing brain, and he's impressed in early Leverkusen friendlies with his calm, confident style. But the problem is, he suffered a thigh injury in October, and he's currently out for several weeks, so that's going to halt his development. That will probably be reflected in the starting data for the game. But Tapé does have the profile of a modern defender with his mobility, his intelligence, his technical skills, his versatility. But PSG have let him leave on a free, which raises serious questions about their assessment of his long-term potential. When PSG, who are a club that hoards young talent, let someone walk away for nothing, that's usually a red flag. He's already got injured at his new club before establishing himself. FM might see him as this classic injury-prone wonder kid who spends more time with your physio than on the pitch. He's got a high ceiling but a significant injury risk, so you might develop him into a world beater, or you might watch him miss 20 games a season for his entire career. Now, alongside him, we've got Pau Cubarsí from Spain, from Barcelona, 18, you know the guy. He joined La Masia from Girona in 2018 when he was 11, and he just got fast-tracked through the Barca ranks because he's got that maturity and that leadership ability. Made his debut for Barca's first team in January 2024 at the age of just 16, and he's made 56 senior appearances. He's already won the Spanish Super Cup, the Copa del Rey, and La Liga. He's a Spain international. He won gold at the 2024 Paris Olympics and played at the Under-17 World Cup. He's got that traditional defensive solidarity and ball-playing skills mix. He's patient, tactical knowledge, guides players into those less dangerous areas rather than diving into a tackle. He's physically strong. He's difficult to dribble past. He's also comfortable bringing the ball out of defence as well, which is going to be great for Barcelona. Not great for us, though, because Barcelona have extended his contract until 2029 and they've put a €500 million release clause on him. So they're committed to him. He's going to be hard to pry away. But this is what a proven wonder kid looks like. Cubarsí isn't just potential. He's already performing at the highest level for one of the world's biggest clubs. He's won major trophies. He's represented his country. He has the technical ability for Barcelona. He is the benchmark for defenders going forward. FM will see him as a player with proven mental attributes, with match experience, with that big game temperament. He's not going to be a gamble. He's already a superstar. If you can sign him, do it. But let's not cry if we can't. And completing our back three is Finn Jeltsch from Germany. He plays for Stuttgart. He's 18 years old. He developed at Nürnberg's academy from 2015. He became captain of their under-19 team and made his professional debut in the Zweite Bundesliga in February 2024. He played 18 games for Nürnberg before Stuttgart signed him in the winter 25 transfer window on a contract until 2030. He's 6'2", a modern centre-back. He can move quick. He's smart. He's technically skilled. He's become a regular starter at Stuttgart. He started against Bayern Munich, played a key role in their 3-1 DFB Pokal semi-final win over RB Leipzig. Stuttgart also won the final, claiming their first title in 18 years, with Jeltsch as the key defensive contributor. The Stuttgart CEO, Fabian Wohlgemuth, has praised his rapid stabilisation of their defence, and he's a German under-19 international who's represented his country at every youth level. His leadership qualities were evident at Nürnberg, and he's shown maturity beyond his years in adapting to Bundesliga football. He represents the ideal wonder kid. He is the academy captain. He proved himself in the second tier, got signed for a top-flight club, and then immediately delivered in high-pressure matches. He doesn't just have potential, he's already won a major trophy. He's performed against elite opposition. Unlike Max Hudson, who's never played a senior game, or Tapé, who might have some injury concerns, Jeltsch has proven himself of stepping up when it matters. He's a player with the strong mental attributes that will already be developed. He's got the leadership, the composure, the big matches. He's the type who'll perform consistently from day one rather than needing 3 seasons to develop. And Stuttgart are committed. They've signed until 2030. They see him as the cornerstone of their defence already, if not for the future. Now, ahead of them in the defensive midfield is Abduljelil Kamaldeen. He is a Nigerian playing for Kwara Football Academy, 17 years old. Now, he is playing for Kwara in the Nigerian domestic system. He's an under-17 international that was part of the squad that reached the under-17 AFCON semi-finals, where he managed to impress scouts with his defensive work rate, his positioning, and his ability to break up opposition attacks. He's been described as a disciplined holding midfielder with strong tackling and interception skills. Now, Kwara Football Academy is known for developing Nigerian talent, has connections to European clubs through scouting networks. So Kamaldeen's representing the next generation of Nigerian midfield talent, following in the footsteps of players like Wilfred and Onyinye Ndidi, who've made similar academy to Europe journeys. This was ChatGPT going deep into the African scouting networks and actually finding a legitimate prospect. Kamaldeen's not playing in Europe's top leagues yet. He's developing in Nigeria's domestic system. Chelsea were looking at him allegedly, which means despite that, I don't think most FM players are going to discover him without seriously scouting into Africa. But the risk is that you're evaluating based on a youth tournament performance rather than his consistent senior football. But if he develops, you've found a gem before the big clubs can drive up his price. In FM terms, this will be the classic sign him from obscurity for £500,000, sell him for £50 million 5 years down the line kind of wonder kid. But you're going to need patience, a good loan system. You're going to need your work permits to be very lucky depending on where you are. He's not ready for the Premier League immediately. He's going to need some development time in a lower league or go back on loan somewhere to gain experience, but this is advanced scouting. ChatGPT has done very, very well, and I think it might have made a very, very good decision here. Likewise, from Africa, ahead of him, we have got Abdellah Ouazane. He is a 16-year-old Moroccan playing for Ajax. ChatGPT said he was 17. They've definitely got that wrong. He was born in January 2009. So ChatGPT was a year out. It's already started making stuff up. He's a Moroccan youth international who won the Best Player Award at the 2025 Under-17 African Cup of Nations, leading Morocco to the final, which is a massive achievement. He was the standout performer at a continental tournament, outshining players from the traditional African powerhouses. Ajax has signed him based on his AFCON performances, bringing him into their academy system. He is a technically gifted midfielder with excellent vision, passing range, the ability to control tempo. His AFCON performances showed maturity beyond his years. He dictated games, created chances, and showed leadership qualities despite being one of the youngest players in the tournament. Winning Best Player at a Continental Youth Tournament is a huge indicator of quality. It means that he dominated against the best players his age across an entire continent. This isn't just academy potential, this is a proven tournament performance under pressure. The Ajax move validates his talent. They don't sign African teenagers unless their scouting department is convinced. FM's going to have him down with the profile of a future playmaker. He'll have high technical attributes, strong mental stats that he's proven in tournament football, and then he's got the Ajax development pathway ahead of him. But the risk here is that he's 16 years old, zero senior experience, adapting to European football, and he needs that time to physically develop. But if Ajax's track record with young talent holds, he could be the next Hakim Ziyech. It's not out of the realms of possibility. He's a technically gifted midfielder who controls games from deep. It's a long-term investment. It could pay massive dividends, but you'll need 3 or 4 seasons of patience and a proper loan pathway to get him senior minutes, to get him there. Next up, this is where ChatGPT really got a bit janky. It's gone with Jorthy Mokio. He's a Dutch player at Ajax, 16 years old. ChatGPT's put him in midfield. He's actually a centre-half, which is an interesting decision. He's one of the youngest players on the list at 16, born in January 2009, came through the Ajax Academy, made his Eredivisie debut on the 25th of August 2024 against NAC Breda, becoming one of Ajax's youngest ever debutants. He allegedly is primarily a left-back. He has played on the left wing for them, but they list him on their website as a centre-half, so it's murky. Maybe he plays everywhere. Maybe he's like Daley Blind, but with more ability. He's represented Netherlands at the under-16, under-17 level. He's played in UEFA competitions. He's still developing physically, but he's showing technical quality and tactical intelligence already, and that's what the Ajax Academy does. His debut came during a bit of a transitional period for Ajax, who were rebuilding after a disappointing season and giving young players some more opportunities. But Mokio is the definition of raw potential. At 16, minimal senior appearances, you're buying into Ajax's reputation for developing world-class talent rather than proven performance. The potential versatility is both a strength and a concern. It shows adaptability, but also suggests that Ajax haven't worked out his best position yet. This will be your ultimate FM development project if you sign him based on his training at one of Europe's best academies, hoping he develops into the next Daley Blind or Nicola Tagliafico. There's a massive risk. He could stagnate, get overtaken by other academy prospects, never physically develop enough for top-flight football. This could be a 5 to 10 year investment. I'm not entirely convinced ChatGPT's got this right as a wonder kid, but you never know. I could be wrong and ChatGPT could be right. I guess we're going to find out together. Now, our front four starts with possibly the second, or even some would say first most obvious pick you could possibly have. Lamine Yamal from Barcelona, 17 years old. He's been there for 10 years now, coming through La Masia from the age of 7. I think I actually saw him play when I went to watch El Clasico, because I was watching the Barcelona youth teams train because I had nothing else to do. He made his La Liga debut at 15 years and 290 days old, which made him Barcelona's youngest ever debutant and their youngest ever goal scorer. He's already made 74 appearances, scored 11 goals, and provided 13 assists across all competitions. But it's his international work that sets him apart. He became Spain's youngest ever player and goal scorer, then starred at the Euros at 16, becoming the youngest player in European Championship history and winning Young Player of the Tournament as Spain won the title. He scored against France in the semis and assisted Nico Williams' goal in the final against England, and he also won an Olympic gold medal with Spain in 2024. His playing style, do I need to tell you, is electrifying. His exceptional dribbling, pace, creativity. He can beat defenders one-on-one, and it's rare even the older players can do it as well as he does. Plays primarily on the wing, of course, cuts inside his left foot. Barcelona, though, have got him tied down until 2030 with a €1 billion release clause, the highest in football history. So Yamal, obviously not just a wonder kid. He's already one of the best players in world football. This was a gimme pick for ChatGPT, let's be honest. This is a generational talent. If it hadn't picked him based on what we know ChatGPT does with data, I'd have been shocked. You're not going to be able to sign him, so if you want to manage him, pick Barcelona, I guess, is what we're telling you here. Now, also on the wing, we have Estêvão Willian. He's at Palmeiras. He's 17. He's Brazilian. But he will have, because he does in real life, in fact, he may already have made the move. I'm trying to do the mental math. He's joining Chelsea or has joined Chelsea. I can't remember if he's already joined Chelsea or not. Came through the academy there, made his debut at 16 in December 23. He played 48 times for Palmeiras, scoring 13 goals, providing 9 assists. He won the 2024 Campeonato Brasileiro Serie A Golden Boy Award as the league's best young player. Chelsea have had the contract signed back in June 24 for €34 million that could potentially rise to 61.5. That's a lot of money for a 16-year-old. But he's also staying on loan at Palmeiras till April, I guess till the summer. He's probably already moved. My research might be out of date. Good stuff. He's a Brazil under-17 World Cup winner and a current under-20 international. He's been drawing comparisons to Neymar, right winger, loves to cut inside, takes on defenders, creates chances. Standard Neymar. He's quick, technically gifted, has an eye for goal, and his decision-making is mature for his age. He's shown he can perform in high-pressure matches in Brazil's top division. Now, Estêvão is the real deal. He's proven in senior football, already a Golden Boy winner, already signed by Chelsea for a massive fee. Unlike the academy prospects with no games, he's delivered consistently in one of South America's most competitive leagues. The Chelsea move is going to validate his quality because they've invested 60-odd million in him based on their scouting. It's a player with proven current ability and world-class potential. It's not a gamble like some of the others. He's a guaranteed superstar, and he'll walk into most Premier League teams immediately. But if you want to sign him, Chelsea are going to demand ridiculous money for him. His wage demands will reflect his status as one of the world's most expensive teenagers. But if you can afford him, you're going to get 10 plus years of world-class winger out of him. As the attacking midfielder in this crazy ChatGPT 11, we've been given Rodrigo Mora, an 18-year-old from FC Porto. He's come through their youth system, he's Portuguese, and he made his debut for Porto B at just 15 years and 8 months old, one of the youngest players in the history of the club. He scored his first senior goal in October 2024, aged 17 years and a half-ish, the fourth youngest Porto scorer ever. Then in December, he became the youngest player in Primeira Liga history to score an assist in the same match. He did it twice. By the season's end, he had 10 goals, 4 assists in 28 appearances, Porto's second highest Liga Portugal scorer. This guy is a guaranteed superstar. ChatGPT has nailed this one. Already proven at senior level with a top European club. Elite mental stats will be guaranteed because he performs under pressure. He's got a clear pathway to being a world-class player. He's 5'5", he's technically brilliant, cuts in from the left-hand side with comparisons to João Felix and Cristiano Ronaldo. ChatGPT absolutely has got this bang on, and the only question is, can you afford him before the big clubs come calling? He'll be cheap by Premier League standards, but he might not be available until it's too late. And up top, ChatGPT has given us Kendry Páez, an 18-year-old from Ecuador. He plays for Chelsea. He's currently on loan at Strasbourg, and he's been picked as a starting striker. He's one of South America's most expensive teenage exports and a genuine wonderkid. But ChatGPT's got his position wrong because he's an attacking midfielder or a right winger, not really a striker. He probably can play there, but it's not what he's known for. He made his professional debut for Independiente del Valle at 15 years old in the 2023 Liga Pro season opener, played the full 90 minutes and scored. Chelsea paid £17 million for him in June 2023, beating Man United and Borussia Dortmund for his signature. His international career has exploded in September 23. At 16 years and 131 days old, he became Ecuador's youngest ever international and the second youngest South American debutant ever after Diego Maradona. 1 month later, he became the youngest South American to score a World Cup qualifier goal at 16 years and 161 days during Ecuador's 2-1 win against Bolivia. At the Copa America in 2024, Páez made himself the youngest player for Ecuador at the tournament and one of only 2 players under 18 in the entire competition alongside Endrick. He played all 4 matches and scored a penalty, becoming the youngest Copa America goal scorer this century. He joined Chelsea in May 2025 after turning 18 and has been sent out on loan to Strasbourg for this season. He is typically used as the most advanced attacking midfielder in a midfield 3. He excels with his pace, his dribbling, his passing, vision, technique and creativity. His game revolves around ball control, first touch, agility and just footballing intelligence. He drops deep to help with build-up play and then advances with the ball or sends out long passes to the wingers. And his style is very much possession-based, but with quick ball recovery. He's a guaranteed superstar, to be honest. He's got the elite mentals already guaranteed from the senior international experience. The Chelsea fee, the immediate loan out to a decent European club, shows he's got that the world-class potential. But, you know, ChatGPT listing him as a striker shows some AI limitations in tactical accuracy. So in FM26, lightly high versatility scores across positions, but his natural role is a creative playmaker, not your target man. If you're building around ChatGPT's striker recommendation, you're going to need to retrain him or just adjust your tactics because he is not going to be much other than a false 9 if you are lucky. So I also asked ChatGPT to just pick a bench. We'll go through them quickly because this is where ChatGPT got a little bit interesting. They gave us 7 honourable mentions for the bench. Let's see if they hold up better than some of what we've seen already. Probably not, to be honest. It gave us Gilberto Mora. He's a 16-year-old Mexican at Club Tijuana. I couldn't verify his age. ChatGPT said he was born on the 14th of October 2008, but I couldn't find anything about it. He's an attacking midfielder, a false 9. There isn't a player listed at Club Tijuana with that exact birth date. If he exists, he's playing in the Liga MXU system, which is one of Mexico's top development pathways. Tijuana's decent at producing young talent. They're not really at the level of America or Chivas for youth development. I can't prove this is a real player, so let's see. I guess Google was not terribly helpful. Next up was Emile Witbooi, who is a South African 16-year-old playing for Cape Town City. He is a real player and looks like a genuine player. He's a South African winger. He definitely exists. I've checked. He is a legitimate South African youth international who played at the 2024 CASAFA Under-17 Championship. But the club detail I'm not sure of because I've seen a few different reports trying to figure out where players are in Africa can be a little bit sketchy sometimes. I think he's at Cape Town City. Search him in the database, see if he comes up. But he is getting some buzz from wherever he's playing. There are a few South African websites who are saying this guy is a genuine talent, so he could be a hidden gem. But I'm just a little bit sketchy on where he's currently playing. Now, it gave me a guy called Kaiky Naves. He's a Brazilian 17-year-old that it thinks is a centre-half. I did a lot of research on this one because, well, it's a bit of a mess. There is a Kaiky in Brazilian football. Kaiky Melo Fernandes is the closest I can find, who is a centre-back at Santos, on loan from Almeria, who has made 100 senior appearances. He's also 23 years old, so I did a bit of a deep dive. I couldn't find anything. Maybe there's a different younger player in Santos's youth system with a similar name I couldn't find. Maybe ChatGPT is just making a younger version of the established player. Maybe it's just a genuine prospect I can't verify. Santos does have one of Brazil's best youth academies. It's produced Neymar and Robinho. So a 17-year-old centre-back in their system is entirely plausible. But the name similarity to the established Kaiky is a little bit suspicious. This is just ChatGPT being its most infuriating, providing just enough detail to sound credible. It's got a full name, a specific birthday, a reputable club, but verification was a little bit difficult. So in FM terms, you're going to need to dig deeper into Santos's youth team just to see if Kaiky Naves exists or is a separate player from the established Kaiky. I can't confirm. Probably don't look for this guy and sign him because he could be entirely made up or he could just be a random name that ChatGPT has pulled out of thin air, to be completely honest with you. Now, next up, it gave us the central midfielder / attacking midfielder, Abel Ruiz, from Spain, 17 years old, playing for Barcelona B. This was a red flag because there is an Abel Ruiz in Spanish football, but he's a 24-year-old striker. He plays for Girona. He was at Barcelona's academy. He's also played over 100 senior appearances, represented Spain at youth levels, but he's definitely not 17 or at Barcelona B anymore. ChatGPT has grabbed the real name from the Barcelona system. It's just invented a younger version with a different position, I think. There is unless there's a completely different 17-year-old Abel Ruiz at Barcelona B, which is highly unlikely. This is just another player it's made up. It's just ChatGPT making or recycling real names and creating a fictional younger version. If you search him in FM, you'll probably find the 24-year-old striker or nothing by searching him. Probably the 24-year-old striker rather than nothing. But yeah, it's not going to happen. And also gave us a striker, Anderson Lopes Jr., who apparently is a 17-year-old Brazilian playing for Palmeiras under 20. Now, Palmeiras does have one of the best youth academies in the world. They produced Endrick, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Veron. So finding a 17-year-old striker in there in the 20 system is plausible. However, Anderson Lopes Jr., the only Anderson Lopes Jr. I could find is a Brazilian footballer who plays as a striker for Lion City Sailors in the Singapore Premier League. He has never played for Palmeiras, and the biggest club he's ever played for is Atlético Paranense about 10 years ago, and then since then he's just been bouncing around smaller leagues in Asia. So maybe let's assume that ChatGPT has made this fella up. Next up, though, it has given us Nicolás Leiva, who apparently is an Argentine 17-year-old playing for River Plate at under 19 level. Now, I checked again. River Plate has an elite youth academy, which has developed Julian Alvarez, it's developed Enzo Fernandez, Gonzalo Martinez. So you'll probably find a very good 17-year-old winger in their under-19 system. However, when I Googled Nicolás Leiva, because, it's ChatGPT and I like to double check, I did find a Nicolás Leiva playing for River Plate in Argentina. Unfortunately, he's a 24-year-old rugby player playing for River Plate's rugby team. And I don't think he's very good at football. So we're probably not going to go with him as a player we look for. So let's have a little look at what we've got left, shall we? We've also got Mateo Ramírez, who apparently is a 17-year-old Colombian goalkeeper playing for Atlético Nacional's under-19s. Now, Atlético Nacional has a great youth system, one of Colombia's biggest clubs. They've produced Rene Higuita, Faustino Asprilla, and more recently, Giovanni Moreno. You're going to find a 17-year-old goalkeeper in their under-19s, but I can't find a Mateo Ramírez who plays for them. I found a Mateo Ramírez who is a goalkeeper who looks like he's 12 years old from his Instagram. I'm not going to have a picture in the video because I don't want to go to prison. But yeah, it's a common name. I think the AI has just made this up entirely. So, what are we thinking of these picks, I guess, is the final question. The good news here, I think, is that ChatGPT can actually find some legitimate prospects. I think we've probably got some solid players in here. I mean, Emile Witbooi looks like he could be a decent player based on what I'm seeing of him. So that's going to be interesting to see. Abdellah Ouazane is for sure a quality player to come up for the future. Abduljelil Kamaldeen, I think, can probably make something of himself. Jeltsch looks like a great shout. Obviously, we've got the obvious ones in Cubarsí, and of course, the most obvious player of all in Lamine Yamal. And then everyone else just seems a little bit safe. I do like the picks from Africa, though. They do seem interesting. I am interested to learn more. I'll probably check out, see how Axel Tapé works out. And if Max Hudson turns out to be good, then I guess we're doing okay. But where things have gone a little bit badly wrong for ChatGPT is that it's invented a bunch of players that don't exist. So we can't really judge those unless it turns out that I've got that wrong and ChatGPT has gone deep diving beyond anything Google can tell me. So I guess what I'm going to say is maybe don't use AI to find Wonderkids until the game is released. I think I've probably made a mistake by spending time on this. I don't think the Wonderkid 11 is useless. It just doesn't have the knowledge or the capacity to judge players, which, to be honest, I think we all kind of knew. But, you're going to have to scout players anyway. It's how you should play Football Manager. The game rewards scouting and analysis and decision-making. If the AI could just hand you a perfect Wonderkid 11 with zero effort, where's the fun in that? I mean, it will be able to within about a week of release, but still, use it as a tool, not a cheat code. You know how that works for all of us. Anyway, with that said, having found players that don't exist, a 34-year-old and a rugby player, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this experiment with ChatGPT to see if it can predict FM26 stuff, please drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments, have you ever tried using AI for anything FM related? Did it give you disasters like it's just done for me? I'm Chasing Lately. I'll see you in the next one. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and find out if I've missed anything or if someone here has discovered the fountain of youth, because let's face it, we've had a 34-year-old Brazilian. See you later, guys.